What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'll go on my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications when I premiere a brand new video at 3 o'clock a.m. And follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Now, AEW Dynamite, it was a good show. That's all I gotta say. John Moxley will defend the AEW World Championship against Penta El Zero. Plus, Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia will battle Claudio Cascano and Willa Yuta. Elsewhere on the show, FTR will face Swerve in Our Glory in a No More Contenders match, and Bryan Danielson will clash with Sammy Guevara. Additionally, fans will hear from MJF, and Rio will face Jamie Hayter. Alright, so we get the Jericho's Appreciation Society, Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia versus Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Cascano and Wheeler Yuta. Now this was a quick match. Cascano and Chris Jericho start the bout. The Swiss Superman takes control and overpowers his opponents. Yuta tags in and grounds Garcia. The ROH Pure Champion gangs the upper hand, but Yuta fires back with a senton. Cascano and Yuta elbow Chris Jericho and Garcia. The match briefly spills out of the ring. The BCC double team Garcia. Cascano drills Jericho with some uppercuts. Hager distracts Cascano and Jericho capitalizes with a drop kick. Jericho and Garcia isolates Cascano. He rallies and tags Yuta, who dives onto Jericho with a splash. Yuta unloads on Garcia and slams Jericho to the mat. Yuta dives onto Garcia at ringside. Chris Jericho goes to use Lloyd the Bat, but Cascano powerbombs him. Cascano swings Jericho while he has Garcia on his shoulders. Cascano takes out the Jericho Appreciation Society with uppercuts and pins Jericho. The winner of the match, Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Cascano and Wheeler Yuta. That was a quick tag team match. Alright, backstage, Renee Paquette interviews Bryan Danielson. She asks him about his match tonight, and he says he's frustrated that he lost to Chris Jericho. He says he's frustrated that Daniel Garcia betrayed him, and Wheeler Yuta talked back to him. Yuta walks up, and Danielson says he's going to unleash all of his frustrations tonight. Yuta brags about his win and says he's not Danielson's son. He's a man. They argue and Cascano pulls them apart. He tells them to discuss the matter like adults later. So we get a vintage show clips of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Backstage, the Jericho Appreciation Society gets frustrated about their loss. Jericho says Cascano accepts the victory when there was a baseball bat in the ring. He issued an open challenge to any former ROH World Champion for next week. So we get the No More Contenders match. FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood versus Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee, and Swerve Strickland. I must say, this was a pretty good tag team match. Pretty good. The Acclaim come to the stage to watch the match. Wheeler and Strickland fill each other out, and they evenly matched. Wheeler gains the upper hand and tags Harwood. Lee tags in, and FTR goes for the big rig, but the big man blocks it. Keith Lee takes his opponent down with a crossbody. Swerve and Lee take control and isolates Wheeler. They continue to control the action, but Wheeler eventually tag Harwood. Dax clears house with a fury of offense. He sends Lee to the outside. Swerve and Dax straight pins and tips. Harwood stops Strickland on his head and with a German suplex. FTR double teams Strickland and gets a 2 count. Lee tags in and drops Wheeler with a double team move. Strickland knocks Harwood to the floor. Swerving Our Glory gets a 2 count with a powerbomb. Harwood catches a diving Strickland roll through and powerbombs him. Keith Lee falls onto Wheeler after a headbutt and gets a 2 count. FTR takes the fight to Lee in the corner. Harwood superplex Lee and Wheeler gets a 2 count with a splash. Strickland breaks up a big rig. Wheeler takes him out with a super kick. FTR gets a near fall with a big rig. Harwood rolls up Lee for a 2 count. Strickland hits him below the belt. Lee pins Harwood with the big bang counter while the Guns hold Wheeler at ringside. So the winner of the match, Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Okay. The Acclaim save FTR from the Guns after the bell. Britt Baker confronts Saraya doing an interview and they argued. Alright, so let's move on. So we get Renee Paquette introduce MJF. He asks the crowd if they are any devils whispers worshippers in the crowd. When asked about his upcoming match with Jon Moxley, MJF mocks the champion and calls him mid. He recalls how William Regal made it seem like he couldn't beat Moxley without using his diamond ring. MJF promised that he won't use the ring at AEW Full Gear. MJF says all he ever needs to be successful is a grudge, and he's full of them. MJF says that at Full Gear he'll be fighting even sorry scumbag who told him he's not good enough, and he's going to shove he's going to shove the chip on his shoulder down their throats. He calls himself the generational talent. Stokely halfway interrupts and teased that the fire will attack Moxley. MJF says that if the farm evenly looks at Moxley, he's fired. Okay. That was a good promo by MJF. In a promo, the Kingdom, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis discussed their debut. Matt Taven says he's going to step up to the plate. He challenged Raw to a match for the TNT champion. Raw says that it doesn't matter what Taven has done before this Friday. Taven will be the next casualty of the Powerbomb sympathy. So we get Bryan Danielson versus Sammy Guevara, accompanied by Tay Mello. Alright, this match right here, I'm gonna say this was a decent match. Two competitors fill each other out. Guerrero takes control early on with a fury of offense. Danielson fires up and grounds Guerrero. Danielson says he's going to kick Guerrero's head in. Guerrero catches Danielson with a knee strike and hits a springboard moonsault. Guerrero continues to ground Danielson and he suplexes the American Dragon while Guerrero distracts the referee. Conti wrenches Danielson's arm and the ropes. Guerrero continues to control the action. He mocks Danielson by stealing his signature kick to the chest. Bryan Danielson rallies and slaps Guerrero. Danielson chops and kicks him. The American Dragon dives onto him at ringside. Guerrero hits a standing Spanish fly. Danielson counter and standing moonsault and traps Guerrero in a label lock, but the former TNT champion reaches the ropes. Guerrero hits an avalanche splash Spanish fly for a 2 count. Danielson hits his signature running knee. He stomps Guerrero head several times and locks in a triangle choke. He elbows Guerrero head into the referee calls for a bell. The winner of the match, Brian Danielson. This match was decent right here. All right, so we get an interview. Alex Abernate says Ray Phoenix should target the All-Atlantic champion Christian Cage alongside Luchasaurus and Toros, and says the big man deserves a title shot at the goal. Orange Cassidy crashes the party and says, "Let's do it." All right, so we get Jamie Hayter versus Rio. This match was too quick. The match is it's a stalemate early on. Jamie Hayter slams Rio on the mat and truck over her. Rio dives onto Hayter outside the ring. Hayter slams Rio onto the apron. And the ring, she suplexes the former champion. Hayter grounds Rio and slams her into the corner. Jamie Hayter distracts the referee, and Becca attacks Rio at ringside. The former champion rallies and rolls Hayter up for a 2 count. Rabel gets on the apron, and Rio takes her down. Hayter blocks a Tiger fan kick, but Rio gets a 2 count with a Northern Light suplex. Jamie Hader drops Rio with a brainbuster and gets a 2 count. Baker distracts Rio, but she still plants Hater with a cold wrap for another 2 count. Rio pawns the mat in frustration. Hater levels her with a backbreaker. Rio dumps Hater with a suplex. Rio rolls Hater up for a 2 count. Hayter drills Rio with a lariat for the win. The winner of the match, Jamie Hayter. This was a decent match right here. Decent. Tony Storm comes to the stage and poses with her title. In an interview, Eddie Kingston puts on a fake smile and says he's doing great. He wants to talk about John Moxley instead. When he asks about the match, he says it will be a hard one for Moxley. Eddie Kingston predicts a victory for Moxley. Alright, a video segment. Darby Allin addressed Sting's absence, saying he told Sting that he's not happy. Darby Allin says he wanted to disappear into a hole, and Sting told him he couldn't do that. Darby Allin told Sting he's wanted to prove himself by himself. Darby Allin says his biggest weakness is himself, and he has no comfort zone. Comfort zone. He says to old friend Jay Lethal has been talking about can come to Dominate next week. In a promo, Lethal says Darby Allin is in for a rude awakening next week. All right, so we get So we get an AEW World Championship. John Moxley versus Penta L0. And this was a quick main event. Moxley and Penta take the fight to each other and trade blows. Penta counters the Paragon shift. He does his signature time, and Moxley flips him off. Penta dives onto Moxley at ringside. Moxley and Penta brawl around the ring. Back in the ring. Penta takes control. Moxley suplexes him into the corner. Penta takes Mox down with a sling blade. Moxley drops him with a cutter and spikes him with a stomp pile driver. Penta snaps Moxley's arm and gets a 2 count. Moxley plants Penta with a DDT on the steps. The champion hits a King Kong Larry for a 2 count. Penta hits a diamond stomp and nails him with the fear factor. For a 2 count. Moxley pins Penta with a Paragon shift. And the winner of the match is still your AEW World Champion, John Moxley. And it says right here, the from Wesley, W. Morrissey, the Guns, Ethan Page, Lee Montelli attack Moxley after the bell. Security guards run to the ring, and the film beats them up. The Blackpool Combat Club have been trapped backstage, so they can't help Moxley. MJF comes to the stage and hesitates. He eventually runs to the ring and shows Hathaway. MJF says Hathaway is fired. Page drops MJF with a big boot. The fireman gangs up on MJF. Page hits the Eagle's edge. Morrissey dumps MJF out of the ring. The firm continues to beat down and Moxley will teach you how MJF's Morrissey slams MJF through a table. And that's all I gotta say from here. AEW went off the air. Alright, I'm gonna say this once. AEW Dynamite was a good show. And that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below on what are your thoughts on AEW Dynamite. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications when I premiere a brand new video at 3 o'clock a.m. And follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Twitch for some Gotham Nights. And that's all I gotta say from there. But anyway, this your boy bigboyfactsjonnytv. Have a great night, stay safe, and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.